Salam.
Everyone and sir.
Good afternoon.
Today I will lead our discussion today. The topic is about objective and performance standard. So we move to the section 1 is about introduction. Question number 1. What do you know about objective and performance standard in performance management? So who want to try first to answer it? Please, Salsa.
Okay, objectives refers to achievable outcomes or efforts to achieve organizational, functional, or team goals. It also refers to developmental or learning objectives related to what people need to do to improve their knowledge, skills, and potential to improve their performance in specific areas. And the definition of a performance standard should be a statement that performance meet the standard when a desired, defined, and observable result is achieved. Ideally, they should be expressed quantitatively based on, for example, service level or response speed. Thank you.
Anyone who want to have some opinion? Please, Nadia.
So, what I know about objectives and performance standards in performance management is the objective or goals. It is what organizations, function, departments, and individuals are expected to achieve over a period of time. So, it is a primary goal of a management team or a system. So, performance standards can be defined as a statement of the condition that exists when a job is being performed effectively. So when we work, when we do our job, we know the standard of the company that set to the workers. It is related to the objectives or goals, the way we want to achieve the objectives. It is about how we follow the standards. So we know the value that we want to bring into this work.
Thank you. So, anyone? Then, Katia.
So my answer will be quite the same, but in short, objective is something that is needed to be achieved. For example, in performance management, the employers will give objective to the employees like for this week we need to rise up the sales 20%. That is objective. And then performance standard is what the employers expect employees to do. For example, it is the employers expect that employees need to have a good teamwork and then leadership and etc. To kind of like saying that this is the employees that we need. I think that's it.
Thank you, Katia. And then, maybe we can move to the next question. Why objective and performance standard is important in performance management? Okay, then Katia.
The reason why objective and performance standard is very important in performance management because when we want to know whether or not this person is doing a great job, we need to know what this person need to achieve. Like for example, if we see people working hard but they keep working and working but there's no end goals in it, it just felt bland and it's just the same like others. So we don't know whether or not this person is working good or greatly. And then if performance standard is very important also because for example we can see it in race. There are objective, we need to kind of like reach the finish line, but everyone can do that finish line without like if race right, you need to be as fast as possible. If we don't have that, then there are no like criteria whether or not this person is good or not. That is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Katia. And then anyone who want to add some opinion?
So the question is why objective and performance standard is important in performance management. So objective and performance is really important because they have their own criteria or standard. The first one is why
those things is really important because the first one in performance standard and also is important because the first one is setting and defining the goals. So without the goals, we cannot see the performance standard and we cannot see how the management is going well or bad. And then also in setting and defining the goals, it have also own criteria. For example, like setting a target, setting a vision, and also the mission. And then I think the second one is for establishing individual training and also performance plans. On this criteria, so the company will give like training to the employees, and also this training has a purpose to maintaining their skill and also increasing the employee skills. I think that's all.
Thank you. Then, is there anyone who want to add some more? Then maybe we can move to the section 2, that is main topic of today. First question is describe 2 ways of objective in performance management. Who wants to try it? Then please share it.
So the objectives are expressed in 2 ways. The first is targets and the second is tasks or projects. Targets are quantifiable results to be attained which can be measured in such terms as a return on capital employed, output, throughput, sales levels or levels of service delivery, a cost reduction, or a reduction of reject rates. And the second is tasks or projects, are units of work to be completed by specified dates to achieve defined results. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone who want to give more opinion? Then we move to the second question, that is what are difference of objective in short term and objective long term in performance management? I want to try it first.
Objectives can be short-term, especially when they are expressed as targets to be achieved by a specific date. Longer-term or continuing objectives, which could be described as accountabilities for achieving results that are built into the role definition as key result areas and that may be expressed in quantified terms. That's for me.
Thank you, Sherry. Is there anyone else? Then we move to next question. Give the example of integration of objectives in performance management. Who want to give the opinion? Sylvia.
I think one of the example of the integration of objectives in performance management is when we do in coordination. So unification, integration, synchronization of the efforts of group members so as to provide unity of action in the pursuit of common goals. So when we do a coordination, we know that everyone work in their own path, everyone has their own way to work to do this job, but I think we have to unite this the way they work, so we know which way they choose to work, and we know that the goals are achieved very well because when we do coordination, we know that what they need, and maybe they need some help, or I think that's the part when the managers should tell them about the integration between all of them. Maybe they have different skill, they have different perspective of something, but the most important thing is they work for one goals. That is the understanding, together understanding about the work.